Hello and welcome to another Wise Option eLearning. In today's video, we are going to be going over just a quick overview about administration fees in Wise Option and how they work. So I've pulled up a task in which I have a particular administration fee here selected that I've already created. So administration fees are a way that Wise Option will auto charge a particular administration fee, whatever that may be. Maybe it's an IV administration fee, an IM administration fee, a dispensing fee, etc., to an item without users having to make any sort of selection, other than, of course, selecting the right patient and the right invoice type. So once it's actually selected and saved, what that looks like for the end user is that, for example, in this case here for my Banamine, when I go to charge for Banamine, it's going to auto add the correct administration fee. So the settings of the administration fee you can actually have based on a couple things. I'm just going to explain this real quick in this video. In the next video, we're going to actually be going over how to set up an administration fee. But an example on this one, I have this IV administration / dispensing fee. So you have different criteria that Wise Option can consider when trying to understand which fee it should charge for. So the criteria includes practice, which if you don't have a multi-branch practice or multi-branch scenario, please go ahead and skip that and just leave it on all practices. Scenario, of course, if you're using scenarios, this can be a criteria. If you're not using scenarios or a scenario for you would not impact which fee is charged, you can leave it on all scenarios. And invoice type. Those are the three most common criteria. And by those three, invoice type is probably the most common in which people create exceptions for, like I have here. So for example, I've told Wise Option in this scenario, or in this case, that for this fee, in all invoice types, Wise Option should charge for either an intravenous fee or a dispensed fee, just depending on the selection, whether I select the base unit or the container when I enter that item. Because remember, when I'm entering in a material and good item, I have the option to either charge for the base unit, which is to say maybe I charge for 10 mils of Banamine, versus the container. Maybe I dispensed one bottle of 100 mil Banamine. So for me in this scenario, I'm saying that Wise Option should charge a different fee depending on my selection of base unit versus container. Also important to note here that as we go further into this, you'll notice these 4 checkboxes, and you'll see this in other areas as well. But just to explain a little bit about what these are, the included one, which is by far the most popular selection here when doing administration fees, means that Wise Option is going to add this fee to the price of the parent, in this case Banamine, and it's going to hide it from the invoice. So the customer will not see the administration fee. It will be built into the price for the Banamine shot or the dispensed bottle, but they will not see it, but you will on their medical record. So that's what included means. If I were to select decrease from parent, that would mean that Wise Option would record that I gave this. And again, it would not be included on the invoice, but it would also not add anything to the price of the parent item. So not a very popular selection here for administration fee. And of course, to say print and show price means that Wise Option would actually print that on the invoice. And if you click show price, Wise Option will show the price of that administration fee on the invoice. So again, most popular courses just leave them as included. And then, of course, I have my exceptions here. If it's a dispensed invoice, I actually said that no matter if I charge for a base unit or a container, it should charge a dispense med fee. And same thing, I said the same thing for OTC. Same rule applies here. Again, in our next video, we're going to be going over how to actually create one, and we're going to create an example together and test it together. But just giving you a little bit of an overview of how it functions and some of the things we're going to go over in the next video. Of course, different items will have different administration fees because different routes of administration. So this one here I've selected, but you can have multiple and select according on each task which one should apply to each task file. Very important to note here that if this particular item has multiple routes of administration, just depending on, the urgency of the situation, maybe it's a drug that has just normally multiple routes of administration, same drug, just multiple routes. There is another way to be able to apply administration fees, and we'll go over that in another video as well. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.